So I had an interesting encounter a couple of months ago, okay, with Jesus Christ. Okay, and I'm not talking about an audible voice. I'm not talking about a dream. I'm talking about I interacted with Jesus when I was wide awake. Okay, and I actually physically saw him. Yes, I saw him. Okay, he casted a demon out of me. And not only did I see him, but he actually touched me. He actually put his hand on my shoulder because I was getting ready to leave, and he said, "No, we need to have a little talk here." Um, okay. He said, "Dude, no more pornography, no more masturbation. Okay, all that stuff is done. Okay, that's over. You can't do that no more. Okay, that's it. No more of that stuff. Okay. Now you don't have to believe that. I don't care. I'm just telling you what my experience was. You believe it or not. But anyways, it did kind of make me think though. Okay, there's nothing specifically in the Bible that says masturbation is a sin or masturbation is wrong. Okay, I've seen people, come with different Bible verses, and those verses, they're not really convincing to me, man. Because I feel like sometimes when people want to say something is wrong, they'll find Bible verses that don't quite say what they want to say, or they'll twist them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really 100% convinced. Okay, at least not by based on what I've seen so far, what people have showed me. But now I'm going to do a little speculation here. Okay, what if the issue is not necessarily masturbation? Okay. Maybe what if the issue is something else? Okay. Now, there's a story in the Bible of a man who was supposed to marry his dead brother's wife and raise children to raise up children in his brother's name. So apparently they had some kind of law or something or practice or whatever where if a man married a woman and that man died, okay, with no children, one of his brothers had to marry his wife and produce children with her. And those children would be considered the dead brother's children. Okay. Now, the living brother would still, technically, they'd still be his kid. Biologically, they'd be his children. He'd take care of them. But they'd be, I guess, in his brother's name or something like that. But, so there was a woman who married a guy. The guy died. They had no children. Okay. And this brother, one of the brothers, was instructed to go marry this woman and make babies with her. And they would be under his dead brother's name. So the guy didn't want to do that. He didn't want those children to have his brother's name, or he considered his brother's children, but he still wanted to hit it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I guess this chick was hot. This is an actual biblical story. You can check it out. I guess she was hot, and he said, "Yeah, I won't be some of that. I want to break me off a piece of that." So he hit it, man. He beat it up, but instead of ejaculating inside of her, he took he pulled this out. He did the pull out method. Okay. His pull out game was strong, and he ejaculated on the ground. Okay. Now, God was not happy with this. And in the Bible, it says God killed him. Now, people always use that as an example of, well, this is why masturbation is wrong because, you know, the God killed this man for masturbating. But then what that man did was actually not masturbation. That actually didn't have anything to do with masturbation. If you think about it, masturbation is solo stimulation. Okay. You're sexually stimulating yourself. Okay. Using your hand or whatever, or sex toys. Um, Masturbation is not having sex with another person where you're actually inside, actually having, inside of a woman's vagina. That's not masturbation. What he did was he did not masturbate. There was no masturbation on his part in that biblical story. He had sex with that woman and he pulled out and ejaculated on the ground. He came on the ground. That's not a masturbation. Okay. But let me ask you this. Okay. What if the issue that have said God is not necessarily masturbation, but a part of masturbation? When you masturbate, what do? Okay. You waste sperm. Okay. You ejaculate. That man ejaculated on the ground, so he wasted sperm. Okay. When you masturbate, I mean, I know what I used to do, man. I used to use sex toys, okay, sometimes, or blankets or something like that, or some kind of material. But I was wasting sperm. Okay, when you masturbate, you're wasting sperm. Okay, and that sperm is not being used for the purpose that it's supposed to be used for to impregnate a woman within marriage. Okay, what if that's the huge one of the main issues with masturbation? Okay, is that you're wasting the sperm and you're misusing something that God gave you for one purpose. Okay, in that biblical story, that's what that man did. Okay, he was supposed to take that woman as another wife or whatever. Well, actually, I don't actually remember if the story said that the brother was married or not. Okay, I don't remember he was married or he already had another wife, but he was supposed to take her as either a wife or another wife, whatever. Okay, so he wasn't fornicating, he wasn't committing adultery. He didn't masturbate because that's not masturbation. If you understand what masturbation is, what did he do? He did, okay, first of all, he had sex with a woman and he refused to raise up children in his brother's name, which kind of was lame and sucked. But he also wasted that sperm. He ejaculated on the ground. What if that's what the big issue with God is? You wasting the sperm that he's giving you to produce other human help, to help produce other human beings, okay? That you're using something for a purpose that it was not designed for. Maybe that's the issue, okay? And like I said, I'm just speculating here, okay? Um, because when you masturbate, you are wasting sperm. Okay. Now that's another. I read up another interesting thing about masturbation. Okay, and again, this is also speculation. I don't know if this is in the Bible. I actually read this with someone who's like a into the occult or spiritualism or whatever. And I know you're gonna say, "Oh, well, we shouldn't get information or things outside of the Bible." But man, I feel like knowledge is knowledge. Okay, I'm not suggesting you go out there and I'm not into the occult. I don't do stuff like that. But I did read something on masturbation, and this individual was actually telling a Christian to this. He was telling a Christian this that when you masturbate, your body produces a certain type of energy. That's like sex is not just physical, it's spiritual. Okay. And you're producing a certain type of energy. And when you have sex with another human being, the other human being absorbs that energy. Okay. However, when you masturbate by yourself, that energy can be absorbed by demons. Okay. That demons can, masturbation is basically a sin. That energy can be absorbed by demons. Okay. And they can absorb this energy that's released from you spiritually because another human being is not involved. Okay. What if those are the issues with masturbation? You're wasting sperm, using something that God gave you. You're using something that God gave you for a purpose that He did not give to you. So basically, anytime you go against the will of God, that's basically a sin. I mean, yeah. What are those sins in the Bible if you really think? They're just basically somebody doing something that's outside the will of God. If you really think about it, man, what did God give us sex for? Okay. To personally, I think make a strong relationship between a husband and a wife. Okay, to form a bond. Okay, to reproduce within marriage. Okay, and to create children. Okay, so you're taking something that God gave you and you're using it for another purpose. Okay. Maybe that's the issue with self-stimulation. Okay, you're outside of God's will. Okay, even though the Bible doesn't specifically say, "Hey, this is wrong," but I definitely think it's a sin, man. Even when I stopped watching pornography, okay, I would still have dreams of demons being around me. Okay, and I'd be asleep and I'd be dreaming I was having sex with demons. I'd be dreaming they'd be watching me masturbate. I even had dreams where I would have people telling me, "Hey, get up and masturbate. Get up and masturbate. What are you doing? Go masturbate." Okay. I had one dream where there was a guy with a like messed up face and he had like a messed up mouth drooling over me. Okay. So I definitely think masturbation is a sin, but maybe not for the reason why we think it's a sin. I think demons will attach themselves to you just like they will, they'll come around just like when you watch pornography or fornicate or commit adultery. And also you're outside the will of God. Personally, I wish that there was something in the Bible that specifically said, "Hey, don't do this." Okay, but I think maybe we missed what the message was. Maybe it's not the masturbation within itself; it's the fact that you're wasting sperm and you're not using that sperm for the purpose that God gave it to you. To impregnate your wife and produce children and raise those kids. And also, I do believe what that gentleman was saying that I read about. You have sex that is a spiritual thing as well as physical, and that you release a certain type of energy that's absorbed by your sex partner. And when you don't have a sex partner, you don't have that woman or your wife or your husband there, that demons can absorb that energy. But I mean, just my thoughts, man. A lot of speculation. Okay, you might watch this and say that's crap, but I do think that, yeah, that masturbation is a sin. 'Cause like I said, I've had countless nightmares or demons talking to me in dreams, telling me to masturbate, or having dreams while I was having sex with demons. I do think masturbation is a sin. But maybe we're looking at it the wrong way in the Bible. Maybe it's not just the act of the masturbation; it's the act if you're outside God's will and you're wasting the sperm. Okay, and like I said, demons can absorb that sexual energy. Just my thoughts, just some speculations, man.